Hello friends, good evening. I am Dr. Kaustubh and I welcome you to UPSC Guides Prelims PYQ discussion series. In this series, I'll be discussing the PYQs of geography to identify the key concepts, the patterns, and whatever the concepts are, along with the takeaways for solving prelims PYQs. This will help you refine your strategy and improve your accuracy in this most important qualifying examination. The section that we will be discussing today is human and economic geography. Let us look at the first question. The most important fishing grounds of the world are found in the regions where? So, this is a question about world geography and it is asking you about the most important fishing grounds of the world. So, where are they found? Warm and cold atmospheric currents meet? No. Fishing grounds have nothing to do with atmospheric currents. It is majorly about the warm and cold oceanic currents meeting. Rivers drain out large amount of fresh water? No. Fishes can survive and thrive very well in fresh water coming from the rivers or even the brackish water which is present in the oceans, saline water in the oceans. So, and even where the two meet, but it is not necessary that the fisheries grow only in fresh water. Warm and cold oceanic currents meet? Yes. When the cold and warm oceanic currents meet, it creates conditions very conducive for multiplication of fishes. Why? Because of the growth of plankton. Plankton, that is phytoplankton and zooplankton, which is the food for fishes. So these areas become very good breeding grounds for fishes. The nutrient availability in such mixture areas is very high because of the upwelling that occurs in the cold current. So cold currents allow upwelling of water from the bottom of the ocean, which brings a lot of nutrients to the particular region. So the correct answer is C, warm and cold oceanic currents meet. Most productive fishing grounds in the world are located in regions where warm and cold ocean currents meet, upwelling zones, nutrient rich water, plankton is present there, right, which attracts a lot of fish population. Example is Grand Bank, North Atlantic. So the currents that meet here are Gulf Stream and Labrador. Labrador is the cold current coming from east of Canada. Peru-Chile coast, Humboldt current and equatorial current, and then Japanese coast, Kuroshio and Oahu. So warm and cold oceanic currents, when they meet, it creates fertile ground for fisheries. Next, in the context of food and nutrition security of India, enhancing the seed replacement rate, right? Seed replacement rate of various crops helps in achieving the food production targets of the future. But what is the constraint or constraints in the wider or greater implementation? So there is no national seeds policy in place, there is no participation of private sector, or there is a demand supply gap regarding quality seeds in the market. So what is the correct answer? B, 3 only. There is a demand supply gap regarding quality seeds in case of low value and high volume crops. Right? When you take low value, high volume crops, the investment that is required for creation of seeds and supply of good quality seeds, there is a demand supply gap. Look at the explanation. Statement 1 is incorrect. India has a national seeds policy 2002. So since 2002 now, we have a national seeds policy. That is why statement 1 is wrong. Second, statement 2 is also incorrect. The private sector actively participates in seed production. Monsanto, Myco, Monsanto, there is private sector, Cargill, and there are companies which are working in this area, particularly for vegetables and horticultural crops. The point is, these MNCs are also present, but they are more concentrated in producing seeds or supplying seeds of crops which are high value crops, right? High value crops. Statement 3 is correct. Demand supply gap for quality seeds, especially low value and high volume crops like pulses, coarse cereals, right? As private companies focus more on high value crops. So statement 3 is correct. Next. Before we look at the next question, I would like to remind you, if you have not enrolled till today, please do it. The batch is called PARIKSHA UPSC Guide. This is a very structured test series which has been designed specifically to be like, UPSC level and to help your preparation in a very constructive manner. This test series is followed by detailed discussion by experts, one-to-one mentorship. You can enroll now also. The test series has already begun. This is for 2025 IAS prelims. So do it today. Let us look at the next question. Consider the following pairs. Region well known for production of Kinnaur, Arecan. So there are two columns. You have to match the pairs, right? Region and the crop mentioned. Kinnaur, Areca nut, Mewat, mango, Coromandel, soybean. Which of the above pairs is are correctly matched? Here the answer is none of the above. None of these pairs are correctly matched. Why? Let us look at Kinnaur, Areca nut. This is wrong. Kinnaur is in Himachal Pradesh, right? Areca nut is produced in the coastal area, right? This Kinnaur, Himachal Pradesh is known for apples, chilgoza and dry fruits, not Areca nut. Areca nut is grown in Karnataka, Kerala, Assam, Tamil Nadu. So majorly Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, coastal areas and even Assam, right? Mewat, mango, it is also incorrect because Mewat is in Haryana, right? Haryana, this is not a major mango growing region because it's on a semi-arid climate, right? Major mango producing states are UP, Andhra, Maharashtra and Bihar. Now Coromandel, soybean, this is also wrong because soybean is produced in central India, especially Deccan region, right? Rice, cashew and groundnut. Coromandel is known for rice, cashew and groundnut. Soybean is Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, the central Indian region, right? That is why none of the pairs are correctly matched. So none of the above. With reference to cultivation of kharif crops in which last 5 years, consider the following statement. So the question is about last 5 years kharif production, right? Area under rice cultivation is highest. Area under cultivation of jowar is more than that of oilseed. Area of cotton cultivation is more than that of sugarcane. Area under sugarcane has steadily decreased. Which of these statements is correct, right? The answer is 1 and 3 only. Area under rice cultivation is highest. You know, rice has MSP, rice has good price in the market and it is exported also. India is one of the leading exporters of rice. So the first statement, area under rice cultivation has increased, is true. Area under cultivation of jowar is more than that of oilseed. See, jowar is millets, right? Coarse cereal. And it is more than that of oilseeds. No, oilseeds are grown throughout the country. Because when you say oilseeds, there are very different varieties of oilseeds. So together considered, they as a group, they would be more than the area under oilseeds would be more than that of jowar. Area of cotton cultivation is more than that of sugarcane. Yes, cotton cultivation is, you know, Deccan Plateau and Saurashtra, right? Till South India, cotton is cultivated in this peninsular plateau. But if you get sugarcane is restricted to very short area where there is fertile soil and lot of moisture or irrigation is available. So area of cotton cultivation is more than that of sugarcane. This is true. Next, area under sugarcane cultivation has steadily decreased. No. If you look at the trend, sugarcane is a cash crop. Even because of the implementation of, you know, ethanol policy, biofuel, some this sugarcane is also being moved or the products out of sugarcane industry are used for ethanol production. That is why the demand for sugarcane is high. So area is rising, not declining. Look at the options. Area under rice cultivation is highest. Yes. Area under jowar is more. No, this statement is incorrect. Area under oilseeds surpasses that of jowar. Cotton cultivation, yes. And then area under sugarcane, this statement is incorrect. The area under sugarcane cultivation has not shown a steady decrease. It has remained relatively stable or fluctuated over the years, right? Therefore, statement 1 and 3 are correct. Now, though coffee and tea both are cultivated on high slopes, there is some difference between the two. Yes. Regarding their cultivation, in this context, consider the following statements. Coffee plant requires hot and humid climate of tropical areas where tea can be cultivated in both tropical and subtropical area. Coffee is propagated by seeds, but tea is propagated by a system of cuttings only. By stem cuttings only. Sorry. Which of the statements given above are correct? Answer is A, 1 only. Right? That coffee plant requires hot humid climate of tropical areas, whereas tea can be cultivated in both tropical and subtropical area. You know, tea can be cultivated in India. If you see, tea is cultivated right from, below India, Sri Lanka, as well as it's cultivated in Himachal also, Kangra tea, or in Northeast also, Assam tea. So tea can be cultivated in tropical as well as subtropical. But coffee, it's confined to South India majorly, right? Nilgiris or Araku coffee in Andhra, right? Look at the explanation. Coffee requires hot and humid climate, tropical regions. Tea can be cultivated in both tropical and subtropical. Second, coffee is propagated both by seeds and vegetative methods. Tea is propagated mainly by stem cuttings, but seeds are also used in some cases. That is why the second statement, it's technical agriculture wala sawal tha, right? It is more technical. Statement 1 is correct and statement 2 is incorrect. So answer is A, 1 only. Next, how is permaculture farming different from conventional chemical farming? Permaculture. So permaculture farming discourages monocultural practices, but in conventional chemical farming, monoculture is predominant. This is true. Conventional chemical farming can be cause increase in soil salinity, but the occurrence of such phenomena is not observed in permaculture. Yeah, maybe true. Conventional chemical farming is easily possible in semi-arid area. No, conventional farming is where irrigation is available, right? Permaculture farming is not so easily possible in such a region. No, permaculture is, it's kind of a natural agriculture. So this can be carried out in semi-arid, arid, anywhere, right? Or not arid exactly, but semi-arid and other areas also. Not necessarily that it cannot be done in a semi-arid area. Practice of mulching is very important in permaculture, but not necessarily so in conventional chemical farming. So again, select the correct answer. This is correct. Practice of mulching. So it is more about conservation agriculture, kind of, right? So answer is 1, 2, and 4. So 1 is correct. It discourages monoculture, as monoculture drains the soil of its fertility, of its nutrients. So permaculture it discourages monoculture. That is true. Second, conventional farming can cause increase in soil salinity. That is also true. We have seen this in Punjab, Haryana, northern Rajasthan, western UP, northern Madhya Pradesh, right, in Maharashtra also, and certain areas of Tamil Nadu. So salinity increases, and then conventional chemical farming is easily possible in semi-arid. ये गलत बात है कि conventional is possible in semi-arid but not permaculture. No, permaculture is also possible in semi-arid area. And then practice of mulching. This is true. Mulching is what? You cover the soil when it is not sown. You cover the soil with the plant residue to prevent soil erosion. This is very important aspect of not just conventional. It is very important aspect of permaculture. Clear? But in conventional farming, it may or may not be used, right? That is why answer is 1, 2, and 4, right? Permaculture promotes diversified cropping and polyculture, right? Conventional chemical farming relies on monoculture. Then synthetic fertilizers, irrigation practices, soil salinity. Then permaculture relies on natural inputs, compost, organic matter, and so on, right? Permaculture farming is well suited for semi-arid area, right? That was not the statement. Statement was exactly opposite. That is why it is incorrect. And then mulching is a key practice in permaculture, retains moisture, regulates soil temperature, prevents the growth of weeds, right? So mulching can be used in conventional, but it is an important component of permaculture, right? So 1, 2, and 4. Among the following, which one is the least water efficient crop? Sugarcane, sunflower, pulse, millet, red gram. Straightforward answer, no nonsense. Answer is sugarcane. Sugarcane is one of the least efficient crops when it comes to water use, right? So answer is A, sugarcane. Sugarcane is a high water demanding crop, considered least water efficient crops. It requires 1500 to 2500 mm of water per crop per cycle. Can you imagine, right? Per crop, it requires this amount of water, making it highly dependent on irrigation. Sunflower, pulse, millet, red gram are drought resistant crops, so they have very less or moderate requirement of water, and they can easily sustain even if irrigation is not available. Okay. Next, consider the following statements. India has more arable land than China. Now, this kind of question which compares stats, right, which you may not be very confident about regarding India, China, it can be solved with a bit of application of common sense, right? India has more arable area than China, right? Is it correct? See, China is 3 times of India, right? But only 10% of Chinese land is, cultivable. India is 1/3 of China, but nearly 40-45% of India is cultivable. So if you totally calculate that India has more arable land than China, answer, how many of the above statements are correct? So only 2 is correct. The proportion of irrigated area is more in India as compared to China. So, overall, if you look at the growth of area, India does not have much area as compared to China. China is 3 times more than India, right? So India has more arable land. It's not very true. The proportion of irrigated area is more in India as compared to China. This is correct. The average productivity per hectare in India in agriculture is higher than in China. No, right? It is less than that in China. China, US, they have yields per crop which are like 2 times, 3 times to 5 times in certain crops more than the yield that is available in India, right? So looking at this question, India has more arable land. This is wrong. China is 3 times of us. China has more area in aggregate terms when it comes to arable land. Second, average productivity is much higher in China and United States of America. The second part, proportion of irrigated area is more in India as compared to China. Yeah, if the numbers, if you look at those numbers, right, the second one is correct. India has more arable land. It is correct. Let us take the next question. Consider the following statements. India has more arable area than China. Proportion of irrigated area is more in India as compared to China. And average productivity is more per hectare in India as compared to China. Now, if you have to answer this question, how many of the above statements are correct? Take a look. See, India has more arable area than China. India has, arable area than China. This is true. India has more area which is arable. Why? Because, China is 3 times greater than India. But the cultivable area, the net sown area in India is nearly 50%, 40 to 50%. In China, it is just 10%. So arable area, India has more than China. Proportion of irrigated area is more. That is also true. Average productivity per hectare, no. This is not something that is true because, per hectare, per crop, the productivity yield per hectare in China or countries like United States are like 2 times to 3 times, or even in certain cases, it is 5 times more than China, right? So answer is B. India has more arable area. India has the second largest arable land in the world after US. So these are the numbers. So that is true. First statement is correct. Second, proportion of irrigated area is more in India as compared to China. This is also true, right? Nearly 48%. China is 40%. India has canals, wells, tube wells, where China depends on rain-fed farming in some areas. Average productivity, modern technology, high yielding seeds and mechanization. So increased efficiency of farm management efficiency, irrigation efficiency. China has better productivity per yield, yield per hectare. So only 2 statements are correct. Answer is B, 2 only. Next, consider the following statements. Natural gas occurs in Gondwana belts. Mica occurs in abundance in Kodarma. Dharwars are famous for petroleum. Which of the given statements are correct? Now these are the questions which are based on resources distribution in India. So mica occurs in abundance in Kodarma. This is true. If you look at the data, mica is present in Kodarma. Kodarma is, Jharkhand, Bihar Wara area, Bihar, Jharkhand. So Kodarma is rich in mica. Natural gas in Gondwana beds, no, Gondwana beds are famous for coal. The bituminous coal, 98% of Indian coal is Gondwana coal. The variety is bituminous, right? Dharwars are famous for petroleum. No, Dharwars are not famous for petroleum, right? So natural gas occurs in Gondwana, which is incorrect. It is in coal, not source of natural gas. Mica is Kodarma, mica capital of India. Kodarma is Jharkhand, right? Dharwars are famous for petroleum. Again, Dharwar rocks are one of the oldest rocks. They are rich in iron, manganese, right? Copper, not petroleum. Petroleum is tertiary formation. Assam, Bombay High, Godavari, Krishna Godavari Basin, right? So the correct answer is B, 2 only. Which of the following are characteristics of Indian coal, right? So, India's coal is not the best coal that you have in the market. It is the second grade coal that you have, right? So we don't have anthracite. What you have is bituminous. High ash content, yes. Low sulfur content, no. We have our coal is polluting, sulfur dioxide, right? So sulfur content is also high. Low ash fusion temperature. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. Low ash fusion temperature, no, this is wrong. 1 and 2 statements are correct. A is the answer. Look at the explanation. High ash content, 30 to 50% ash content. So a lot of pollution, right? Compared to imported coal. Low sulfur. Indian coal is known for its low sulfur content, making it less polluting in terms of SO2. Let us take the next question. Which of the following are the characteristics of Indian coal? High ash content. This is true. Low sulfur content. Indian coal is known to have less content of sulfur as compared to other coals. And low ash fusion temperature. This is not true. So 1 and 2 only are correct answer. Look at the explanation. Indian coal has high ash content, low sulfur content and high ash fusion temperature, making it less prone to slagging. So statement 1 is correct, statement 2 is correct, third statement is wrong. That is why the answer is A, 1 and 2 only. Consider the following towns of India: Bhadrachalam, Chanderi, Kanchipuram, and Karnal. You know, which of the above are famous for production of traditional sarees or fabrics, right? Chanderi and Kanchipuram is a very commonly heard terms when it comes to sarees, right? Traditional Indian sarees, especially the silk ones. So Chanderi and Kanchipuram. Bhadrachalam and Karnal. Karnal is in Haryana. Karnal is famous for dairy industry, right? So answer is 2 and 3 only. B. Bhadrachalam. Bhadrachalam is known for Sita Ramchandra Swami temple in Telangana, but not for traditional fabrics. Chanderi in Madhya Pradesh, yes, famous for Chanderi saris, right? Silk, cotton, zari work. Kanchipuram in Tamil Nadu, this is also very famous for Kanchipuram silk saris. Karnal is known for agriculture and dairy industries and not textile or saris or fabrics. So Bhadrachalam and